Hello, Cosmic Explorers, and welcome to Friday night.
Woohoo! Welcome to Cosmic Insight, everyone. Thank you for joining us this Friday night on the cusp of the full moon, the Leo
Yeah.
full moon. Hmm?
Is it really? See,
Snow moon. Hmm?
you know what's interesting about this
And symbolic.
since I've been doing plant medicine, I wholly keep up with the cycles and the celestial events, which I find fascinating.
You have
I'm
enough
like,
keeping up with yourself right now.
well, yeah, I'm moving so quickly or something, but but all this other stuff I haven't been keeping up with, and so I find that's something I'm going to have to think about. Like, why is it that I'm not stepping into or being aware of the celestial events? Maybe they affect me differently. Maybe they don't affect me at all now. I don't know. Who knows? But welcome to tonight, everyone. And so, what I want us to talk about is something that Rebecca and I feel is important, especially now that we are in this uh, new stretch of energy that is emerging, but yet ever present on the planet. And it's
Hmm.
how we relate to people in our relationships, mostly family members, because oddly enough, Rebecca and I had a similar experience this week dealing with family. So, Rebecca, do you want to go ahead and share your experience with your family member this week?
Yeah, it's just, I want to say around this, and it's so interesting how the cusp of all this is coming with this. I just want to talk about the full moon just really briefly. I don't really do astrology, but just little information I know is that this Leo moon is all about independence and moving into our individuality and opening up to create new spaces. And so what I'm finding with the energies, one thing, you said before, Hillis, about time. I have noticed too, time is just getting very interesting in how things are, how our vibrations moving, the planets moving, and this thing that we've been attached to so diligently for so long has been time. And that's stretching and shifting and changing. So just allow open to that experience. But going back and, weaving into the relationship part of it, as everyone knows, when you're going through an ascension or you're moving through to different energies, we go through this whole path of energy. And, as you move through, what happens? You get freaking challenged. The universe can say, hey, you got this, or you're still holding on to a little bit of stuff. So, you know, and it's just a never ending cycle. So, people go in ebb and flows. And so I just want everybody to be aware of that and open to that energy. Like if you have a bad day or, things are coming at you, it's okay. But now this energy is like when things are coming at us, it's time to stand up and shine at a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And it's time to stand up and be in who we are and not be in the fear of what we used to and be in the cycles of the past. And I always say you graduate human school when you can navigate your family. My own personal just thing. So, as Hillis, thank you for bringing this up because this week, with my family, I've gone through, a lot of different things. And I had sent a message out, around some information, and it was like the same response came back. I'm not getting into details because that doesn't really matter in the grand thing, but is the energy of it. It was the same exact response I've been getting all the time. And I was like, oh, so here we are, we're in the same space.
Yeah.
And I had to sit with that. I'm like, okay, so how am I going to react to this in the past? But I needed to stop and really evaluate where I want to be now
Hmm.
and look at and say, do I want to go in the past? And my human ego kicked in. I'm like, oh, but I didn't. I had stepped back and and I just was like, I don't want to be in this space. So in this moment of this time, I have to be that in the acceptance that this is how my family is going to show up.
Yeah.
And I have to let go of the expectations I have put on my family and others of how to behave to treat me.
Yeah.
because that is not the energy, because they are where they are, and that's where the acceptance come in, and accept people who they are. And the question is now, how do I go forward? How do I move forward with this new energy of standing in who I am, and
Yeah.
not allowing that to pull me back into the fear and pull me back into the struggles and pull me back into everything that where I had been in the past, and moving forward to it, to another, to this new energy that I'm moving into. So yeah, so that's kind of what happened. You had a similar experience, right, Hillis? Kind of like,
I did, and what was beautiful about this experience is because I prayed about this. I was in ceremony a few times, and even in my own personal prayer, that I prayed for this to happen. And so, just to give everyone context to this, is that approximately 8 years ago, it'll be 8 years this summer, where my aunt passed away, then followed by my mom. And because of this, my cousin and I, oh well, I said it, have become estranged. And so it was in this where where we needed to support one another, but instead we drifted apart instead of coming together for that support.
hmm
And so, long story short, I received a call this week from him, and I was in tears. I was in tears because he actually picked up the phone to call me and to say that he was sorry for everything that happened in that time. And it moved me so much. I was so moved and cried and just broke me down. And you guys know by watching the show how sincerity and things kind of move me, right? But there was things that didn't align with this energy. And
hmm
so after this half hour plus conversation, I received another message saying, "Hey, I'm going through X, Y, and Z. Can you help me out?" And what hurt me, and this, so I was so joyous, and then followed by the hurt immediately, was that I asked about what is it that you need help with, or I asked all the right questions, but I didn't receive the truth
hmm
of that response. And it was the lack of the truth where I felt that hurt.
hmm
But I said, this is family. How else can you support family? How else can you be there for someone who isn't truly honest with you? And this is like with you, Rebecca. I mean, I think this is with family in general. Why is it so hard for us to be truthful to family, but it's easier for us to be truthful to strangers? And is it because of the expectations, or the visual, or the energy that family puts us in? They label us. Family members label other family members, and so it's this level of expectation, or this label, or another word I can't think of in the moment, to say, oh well, this family member's like this, or that family member's like this. So just like people are labeled, people in the family are labeled black sheep, the liar, the broke one, the rich one, all these things. And so it's in this family dynamic where we feel we have to break whatever needs to be broken because of the relationships. It goes back, I guess, to the foundation of what relationship do we want to create. I know I'm saying a lot here, but it's
No,
just
it's
all
okay.
rambling through. And so, what relationship dynamic do we want with ourselves, and then in order to create that relationship dynamic with family, because that's the most challenging one, as you said.
Yeah, and I love what you said there, and also thinking about that. Look at consciously as a as a collective,
Yeah,
going back to the beginning of time. The word family, what has been connected to that?
right.
People fought for family. People did things, and I think there's this around family. If they are a family member, I
Mm,
think there has been over time, just from belief systems and just how the family unit has operated over the years, that there's this kind of hold around family, and there's this is almost, it's like there's this enablement
Yes,
that's coming
exactly.
to me. We enable and allow people's behaviors because they are family. And that's what we need to stand up now and stop enabling family members, because everybody, you have those people in your family that people are afraid to say things. They just, oh, that's Aunt Betty Boop. I'm like, she does this how she is and what she does, and she's mean to everyone, but no.
Yeah.
And then everybody just says, oh, that's okay, that's her, instead
Yeah,
of saying
and
the truth and allowing. It's like family members where they take your power away.
yeah, but what's interesting as you say all of this, as my mind is moving, and it's like, okay, yes, enabling, yes, that's in the space of enabling that family member or members because of the aspect of the truth that we don't want to acknowledge ourselves. There's a piece of that truth of we don't want to connect to. The truth is to ourselves because we're afraid, oh, well, we as family, we don't want to, be the hurtful one of the family. We don't want to hurt their feelings. And then you also talk, it's also in the same breath, you know, how can we, and why do we enable somebody and not from the place of truth, but at the same time we have to accept them as they are. It's like this double-edged sword. How do we accept them and express our truth without enabling them? And that's what
Exactly.
it is. You have to you have to say the truth. Simple, right? Right?
Exactly, and change the way you react to how they are, or decide just to cut them off as well, and walk away for a while. Sometimes that happens, that needs to happen in order to heal,
Yeah.
and to let go. And and looking at family members, so I firmly believe that your family members are actually your biggest allies on the other side. You've been playing these roles for who knows how long, and everybody, takes a different
Lifetime.
role. Everybody takes a different role in different lifetimes. They're that part. And so it's like what role you're playing, and I believe it's what role am I playing with this family member, where I need to step in and love myself more.
Yeah. And what's interesting, when you say that about what role you're playing, why do we have to even pick a role? Why can't we just allow ourselves to be who we are in the dynamic of things? Because everyone has their dynamic, everyone has their place. Because what's fascinating is that, you know, we learn from two different sources. If you go, and I'm speaking of generational and ancestral energy. So, because, when you think of family, you also have to go back to the broader sense, because family is okay. You have mother, father, then grandparents and great grandparents and great 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 and so on and so forth. But how do they learn what they learn? It is from the predecessor. It's from
Mhm.
the energy before, and so it is in that energy of before where all things are learned, and
Exactly.
yet everyone allows for that energy to affect them. And now it's my belief, as the Janet Jackson song plays in my head as I say those words, um, it's my belief now that we have to allow ourselves to move out of that and
Mhm.
move into the belief of soul lineage, soul energy, because we can no longer allow ourselves to be responsible for other people. We can't. We have to allow ourselves to live in our truth and be accepting of everyone as they are, because it's their journey. We can be there to help others on their path and assist them on their path. But at the same time, it's ultimately up to them and what they choose. Like, if I give, $5 or $100 to a homeless man on the street, that's me doing, my thing because what I feel is right. And so if we, as family members are often judged by what we do and what we don't do by helping others. And so, do we or don't we? I don't want to be judged. I don't want to be labeled as the bad guy, the creep, the person that didn't help. So it's like all this stuff that goes along with it. It's the weight of our actions. It's the weight of our choices in which we step into that space of enabling. In that dynamic of this particular community, and how we have learned all of this from everyone before. It's like you just have to do it. Just after that has to be done. Not anymore. Time for that is over.
Well, the bottom line is,
I
we
like how you said that. The bottom line is,
get to the truth, people. Here it is. Okay. Bottom line is, I'm going to say roles again. We've been through this experience with these family members for however long. And the biggest thing you could do for yourself and your family is to work on you, to clear
yeah,
out shit that doesn't serve you, to step in the love and take care of you, because that is the way you break lines. That is the way you change the energy around the next family members that are coming in and how they're going to be treated. And if you can break the line by stepping forward and stepping in the soul alignment of who you are and stand in the truth of who you are, no matter what, and honor yourself,
yeah,
and
and
let go of, as I said, all the information that we take on personally for agreements again.
yeah,
Time to let all that shit go.
yeah,
Stop taking stuff personally. Stop letting people take your power away. Stop beating yourself up when you do wrong. And that monkey mind, that just gets in there and tells you, it's that ego part of us that, change that ego and become allies with it. It's time that it shifts and changes with us
yeah,
as we are moving into it. It has to have a new role now.
yeah,
And you can't be stuck in the
yeah,
whole role. The ego's not going anywhere, guys. It
yeah,
just wants to be loved, just like everything just wants to be loved. So the bottom line, everybody wants to be loved. And what you need to do on your soul path is allow your soul to shine. And how do you do that? You shine out universal love, and that is it.
yeah.
Simple.
Exactly. I want to comment on what you just said, because there's something very important, something valuable that I experienced. After my family departed from this planet. But I want to talk about what Deborah said here. She said, "Would it be out of line to ask outright if the way things are going is it what they want from the family?" And the short answer, Deborah, no, because you are stepping into your truth. As long as you step into your truth, there's no out of line or outright or anything. You're living you, and when you live you, there's nothing to apologize for.
So I'm going to break that down a little bit for you, Deborah. Okay, first of all, would it be out of line to? Well, you took
Sorry,
the question away.
sorry.
Would it? I can't remember anything. Don't take my words away. Don't take it away from me. Would it be out of line to ask outright? So why you? I think Deborah, in this situation, first of all, step back and ask yourself, why do you feel it'd be out of line? What belief systems and what things are you holding on to that think by speaking your mind you are being out of line? Where do you
Exactly.
put yourself in the wrongness of you? And really explore that and drill down to that is what I'm feeling, because by stepping forward and speaking your mind, you are setting boundaries with your family, which is so important, and letting them know what you will accept from them. Now,
I'm
remember,
100% with you on that one.
do remember, and this is a huge remember, they might not hear you. They might not understand where you're coming from.
Hmm.
And you got to be in the space to understand that and not have that expectation put on them that they will understand.
I love that. I'm
And that's where it's
110% with
stepping
you.
back and speaking your mind, setting that boundary, letting you know what that boundary is, and then asking yourself, and this is a very important part of it, is how do I navigate myself and my family who does not hear exactly what I require, but how can I create that for myself
Yeah.
with interacting with these members? Okay,
You're like 1,000 tonight, Rebecca.
I'm
I
in
love
tune
it.
tonight. Let me tell you, this full moon's got me all in line.
I love it. But one thing that I do want to share with everybody, and I'm glad that I have experienced this early in my life, and for those who experience it later in life, there's a difference of this level that I'm about to talk about, and that's this level of freedom. After
Mhm.
my aunt passed, after my mom passed, um, there was a space of grief, after I went through this. But after I went through my grief, there was this space of freedom. It was a space of freedom that came up. It's like, wait, I don't have to live up to anyone else's ideas or expectations that they have of me. Regardless of what distant family thinks, but it's about more so about what immediate family thought of me. What perception they have. And so when they departed, there was a beautiful energy. It's like I don't have to live up to anyone's ideas but me. It's like it's
Mhm.
just all me and it's just my freedom. And so with that being said, don't wait until your loved ones transition to step into this freedom. Step into it now. Embrace the energy that you truly are, and ask yourself, who are you? Embrace the freedom that you feel when expressing yourself. Embrace the freedom of just simply enjoying life, living life, being life. Enjoy these little nuances that life presents to you, because as you begin to embrace these little things, everything else is just going to uh, unfold magically, and just let it unfold. And everything else, like Rebecca said, one of the things that I've always done, and my mom finally saw it before she made her transition, was be the example.
Mhm.
Just be the example of your family. And when you stand in your truth, when you stand and exemplify who you are, that light in itself is just going to be that, and people are going to recognize it, and people are going to see that. And the things that my mom did before she passed, she finally saw who I was, and that there meant more than anything else to me. So no matter what you do, live in the example of who you are, and you will
Mhm.
be accepted. And because you accept yourself, and that is what's most important.
Exactly. Exactly. And standing in that, and I totally lost my train of thought what I was going to say. So until that comes back, do you want to go, like Patty said something up there and Deborah responded? I think since we're in the conversation,
Yeah, I can't remember what Patty said, but I like what
I found it.
okay.
Should be able to ask that, but reaction depends on their maturity. Exactly. Dealing with family. Yeah, and once again, so I know what I was going to say around that, and it's when you're dealing with a family, knowing as you know that maturity, they're going to be able to react. It's also standing in that information of, once again, I'm saying no expectations on how they're going to, and then what's really fun about that is when they do something that you don't expect, celebrate those moments, like where they do have those clarities, because even the person that's dead asleep, they'll have moments of clarity, and those are the moments you have to celebrate.
Yeah,
And the other ones just let go, because some people's maturity or some people's, spiritual maturity is just not there.
yeah,
And it's just where they are, and that we have to be in that self-acceptance and stand in the uniqueness of who we are.
exactly. And then Deborah went on to say, uh-oh, we did at the same time. Deborah went on to say, as the monarch of this family since my mid-20s, oh, well, congratulations.
Hmm.
I don't like to pussyfoot around, just want the truth. So they have the right to be a toad if they want, but exactly, but I don't have to accept it. Yeah, everyone has the right to express themselves however
Yep.
they want to. I mean, and how we take it is how we take it, and even though they may intend it a different action or a different reaction. It's how they intend for this energy to really cultivate itself. So, like Rebecca said, the four agreements: don't take it personal, people.
Yeah, and also, I love that, they don't have to accept it, but also I feel there's a level too, if somebody wants to be a turd or wants to be however they are. There is this level too of just remembering, or in the remembrance that somebody who's being like that is searching for the exact same thing you are. They're searching
Yeah.
for love. They're searching to being seen. They're
Yeah.
searching to be heard.
Yeah.
So they're the
Exactly.
same space you are. They just show up different with the
Exactly.
information. So just always remember that, and give them that little space if you have it in your heart to do that. Say, I hear you. I
Exactly.
see you. I feel what you're saying. However,
Exactly.
my point of view is this. So you're not disagreeing with them, you're understanding where they're coming from, but you have your own opinion as well. And that's all about communicating now with the energy levels that are happening. So, yeah.
Exactly. I love it. And with that, we're going to do a short show tonight, people.
Wait a minute.
So what? Huh? What's happening? I just want to say
Say
hi
something.
to someone. Oh, wait. Huh? What? Huh? What? What happened? I have my own view on that subject. There's a blood family and there's kin. Blood family is given, but kin is what you choose. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Mr. Green.
Mr. Green Man.
I like that.
Yeah, I love that. And that's so true. The blood family, there is a different energy. And the kin and that's what's happening right now. I don't know about you, Hillis, is that we are finding our kin family right now. Everybody, what are you laughing at?
Because it's true. That's why I'm
Yeah,
laughing. 'Cause it's
everybody's
true.
like dealing with the blood family, but we are all moving into finding our true family.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful. And I'll just say this: when I went to England and I had the beautiful opportunity to stay with Susie and Patty, that is the one thing I took away from that trip. And my heart is so open around that, is I understood what family is completely about and the
Yeah.
truth of it. That's what I was
Exactly.
shown. So thank you so much, you guys. And yeah, it's a fun navigating game, but we got to stick together.
It is. It is. But I just wanted to say hello to one of my sisters. She has been with the family, has been around, so she understands. Yeah. See, now you're gonna make me cry because I talked about this on the show, and so I just want to thank you for being present at that time in my life, and I am, yeah, it's just a beautiful experience. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna cry on the show, but thank you for honoring me with your
Yes, you
presence.
are, Hillis.
No, well, maybe later, not now. But thank you for honoring me with your presence on the show, my dear. And so with that, we're going to do a short show tonight. Um,
Yeah.
and so guess what? It's time for the tune-up. Woo! Because it wouldn't be Friday night without your Friday night
Without a tune up.
I know it's been a rough week. It's been a long week. It's been a week of transition and transformation and ups and downs and ins and outs and lefts and rights and sleepless nights.
Facial movements getting better, huh?
I said and sleepless nights.
Oh, I know that full moon will get you every time. I'm telling you.
Yeah, yeah. It's beautiful. And so tonight I'm going to lead us through this beautiful experience of this light language, this Lemurian light language. And if anyone wishes to become attuned to this beautiful Syrian Lemurian energy, look me up. Um, but we are going to, I'm going to guide you guys through this beautiful meditation to help and assist in clearing um, some of this family energy because that's what I'm being called to help with tonight. So, yeah. And
I
I
have
love
to
you
say, I
too, my
can't wait
sister.
to get to Avalon either.
I can't wait till I just go everywhere. I have a whole laundry list of places I want to visit, and I can't wait to do
Hmm.
it all.
And I'm going to end again after you're done, Hillis, with just a little bit of sound. I can't do too much tonight. I'm really shifting tonight. But just a little bit as we've been doing in the past of just kind of doing it and just allowing you to go into the energy of it in silence as we end the show.
Beautiful. And so, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just allow yourself to take in a nice big deep breath. And if you guys are wondering what this is, so this is my Lemurian healing rod. You can look up Phyllis Douglas on Facebook. She's amazing. She makes these amazing Lemurian artifacts that's coming back to this time period. Amazing tool. But now, whatever you're doing, just allow yourself now to take in a nice big deep breath. And as you let go, just begin to feel the flow of energy moving out of your lungs, out of your heart, into the body, allowing this energy to fuel and clear, to oxygenate this being, this vessel that is you. Allowing for this beauty to unite, to connect with your soul self as we allow for this beautiful golden light to descend down and around the body as it penetrates the skin. Allow for this energy to penetrate into every single cell of the body. And as it does, you begin to unlock and to remember who you are, your purpose, your connections, what's most important to you. What is what is important to you? To stand in the example of your truth, regardless of who's around, regardless of who is labeling you, judging you, putting you in a box. But you are not a box. You are not in this box. You are much more. And understanding by you living in your truth, by being the example, you allow yourself to be free. Allowing this golden light to move throughout the body to access the points of freedom, to access the points of your beingness.
Mm.
Allowing all blocks to become clear, to allow this energy to be open so you can now begin to see what is being asked to be seen within you, around you, to see the truth of who you are, to see the truth of other beings, to see the truth of your soul and of your family, and allow not just your blood family, but the family that you choose, your soul family, your light family, your star family, all families across all star systems, across all galaxies and universes. As we traverse this energy within our body, we also traverse the energies on the external planes of existence to bring in this light and union of connection and harmony within self, to stand in our truth and exemplify our power. Because when we exemplify our power, we are the truth. We are the living embodiment of who we are, embodying our human experience, connecting it with our soul experience, connecting it to all we desire and encompass to fuel our passion, our purpose, who we are. And yes, I know that I'm speaking, but allow for my words to be the language of love to fuel you, to allow for this energy to connect with you, because you are that in which you say. You are that in which you stand for. Releasing all personal energies, all personal attacks, all anything that has been infiltrated in the energy that you wish to be free. Think it, and it is so.
Mm. Hi, dear loves. Remember who you are. Remember to stand in your heart, stand in your truth, and be the love.